I get asked the question a lot, and it's with the decision making for, like the Matthew Tkachuk when he went to the Calgary Flames, and obviously William Nylander and Austin Matthews are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the message would already be relayed, like to what the intentions are? Like, do you think the Maple Leafs would already know what the intentions of all of that are already, or is that something that it's like real time?
I think O-Dog, that the playoffs have to play out in the moment, and I think I've said this before on this show, but in the moment, if you're asking me what in particular, again, got to be careful not to lump, Matthews with Nylander, two different players, two different decisions. I think in the moment, if Austin Matthews had to decide now, like let's pretend there was a deadline tomorrow, I think he signs an extension. I think he loves being a Toronto Maple Leaf. But again, let's see what finally happens here, right? In the first round, I mean, I don't think you can live in the mythical world where the damage of another first round loss can be ignored, especially when you have a GM on an expiring deal. But
so you're saying like
equal,
a four game sweep could, like if the decision was coming in 2 days, and you would say right now there would be an extension. Yeah. But if there's a 4-game sweep, that's something that could alter that decision.
Potentially. But maybe Austin still wakes up and says, you know what, I still believe in this team. And but the reason I'm saying the playoffs matter, and they do for most teams, by the way, I mean, Brad Fielding's on an expiring deal in Calgary, right? Let's see if they get it or not. I mean, this is going on around the league. It's not just Toronto. But what I'm saying is, what if it's a bad first round and there's a change at the GM position, there's changes elsewhere? How does that not impact what you think if you're Austin Matthews? That's why I'm bringing it up. It's not like these decisions aren't in a vacuum. They're not isolated. They're all attached to what's the bigger plan? What's the vision of this franchise now? Is a reset coming, or are we still taking more runs at this? All things being equal, this team has had another great year. I think Austin Matthews loves being a Leaf. I think as long as it's not a disaster in the first round, I don't see why MLSC wouldn't want to bring Kyle Dubas back, in my opinion, but I have no intel on that. But I just know that the way that other GMs around the league view Kyle Dubas, they think the Leafs would be crazy not to sign him. So if all those things happen and it's not carnage, then I don't see why Austin Matthews wouldn't re-sign. But to try and answer that right now, even if we had Austin Matthews on with his agent jumping over right now, I think they would give you a version probably of what I just did, that they're happy and right now their intention is to sign, but let's see what happens.